Hi, this is Samir Bharti, and we are here at Open Source Summit in San Diego. And today we have with us Jeff Reeser. You are responsible for HPC at SUSE.
Correct.
We have known each other for a very long time. We have spoken a lot of time, but we never sat down for a video interview. So this is more or less like your debut.
That's right. It's the first time.
So first of all, welcome to the show, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Let's just start with, what is HPC?
If we look at high-performance computing from the very beginning, traditionally it's been used in supercomputing facilities, governments, aerospace, large manufacturing facilities, automotive manufacturing, and it's really been used in a supercomputing type environment, a parallel computing environment, an environment where we have many CPUs and where we're parallelizing the jobs that occur and trying to get results very quickly. The whole HPC industry is moving, in a sense, it's evolving, mainly because of these new wave AI, ML, deep learning type applications that are being more and more prevalent in industry. So we're seeing some uptake in building HPC infrastructure, building HPC environments across enterprises, in retail, in healthcare, in other manufacturing areas. We're seeing, because of the need to generate fast results, the need to look at patterns in large volumes of data that are looked at by AI applications, for example. They need that powerful infrastructure. So even the smaller enterprises are looking to build HPC infrastructure. So that's why when I talk about HPC, when I talk about SUSE HPC solutions, I talk about it in that context as solutions, not just the operating system level. And we provide an operating system that's built to run in a parallel computing environment, or a GPU highly scalable kind of environment, or in a cloud environment as well. But we also have things like SUSE Enterprise Storage. If you're using software-defined storage or Ceph-based storage in an HPC environment, it can be used in two ways. As a primary storage, if you're talking about a small set of clusters for HPC, or as a backup and archival storage in an HPC environment, since you're dealing with massive amounts of data. So there's the storage aspect of it, there's the cloud aspect of it. We're working closely with Azure and with AWS and with Google to make sure that we have images of our operating system and our bundle of tools and modules, very popular in HPC environments, making sure we have those images available in the cloud marketplaces so that people can easily, or more easily I should say, set up an HPC environment in the cloud when they need it. Kind of on-demand extreme scalability by bursting their HPC jobs to the cloud, or maybe even going all into the cloud and building an HPC environment all in the cloud. All this for the purpose of running these new jobs, these new applications that is very critical for them to run on an HPC platform.
Can you talk about some, as you mentioned, these jobs? What are these jobs? Or can you talk about the use cases of HPC, the critical ones which cannot, exist without HPC?
Well, if you look at the different industries, like banking and retail, they do a lot of fraud detection, cybercrime. A lot of these kind of workloads rely on tons of data coming in. A lot of different sensors out there, from IoT, from the edge, and they need to formulate and analyze that data, and they need to recognize different patterns in the data. That's what machine learning is all about. And in order to detect if there's maybe fraud occurring or cybercrime doorways, something like that. And to do that, they need a high performance kind of environment. They need a parallel environment. And that's where our HPC infrastructure comes in.
What are the trends that you're seeing in this space that you're like, okay, these are the new market, these are emerging, or at the same time, these new opportunities also create some challenges, which you have to actually solve? Can you talk about that?
Well, if you look at how the market is really evolving, it's really moving away, not away, but it's moving from the traditional kind of computing environment, supercomputing environment, to HPC in the enterprise. And the biggest reason for that is the drive for AI, ML kind of applications. That's what we're seeing happening, and we're also seeing the need to not just run on supercomputers, but run in the GPU environment or the cloud environment, where you're not always going to have this massive supercomputer available to you, but it's a very scalable environment. We want to make sure we run in those environments, we support the right adapters, the right GPUs, the right FPGAs, whatever kind of hardware is more prevalent in that environment. We want to make sure we have the support for, and we can provide a good software platform to run those workloads on top and manage those workloads in a cost-effective manner.
Can you talk about the scope of containerization as well as leveraging cloud and cloud-native technology to help customers?
There's this new term that's been coined high-performance AI or HPAI, and that's all about containerizing the AI applications today, ensuring that you can run those containers across a variety of different hardware platforms, GPUs, extreme scale environments, cloud environments. So we see a lot of that work happening today. So we're trying to ensure as well that we support popular container management platforms like Singularity, like our own container as a service platform. There are two ways that people are starting to leverage cloud from HPC environments, either cloud bursting, and that's to a hybrid cloud or a private cloud or even public cloud, or they can go all in the cloud. Some people are starting to do that with Azure or with AWS, and the reason that they would do that is they want to move the jobs closer to where the data is. If they have a lot of data in the cloud that they're analyzing, then it might make sense to build that HPC environment in the cloud as well. Because the data movement, that's the most costly aspect of running these kind of jobs.
I mean, if you look at the whole evolution of computing and enterprise computing, this is the direction we are heading. Machine learning, AI, and HPC. So, I think that's where most of the excitement is going on too. This is a field where things will keep getting more and more exciting.
These new wave applications are really driving what we're doing from an infrastructure standpoint.
Right. So that means that we'll be talking more to each other in the coming months and years.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So once again, Jeff, thanks for talking to me. And as I said, I look forward to talking to you again.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.